Okay, so did I call it or did I call it? I made this video. I made this video on the 11th. That would have been on Thursday. All right. And 17 people watched that video. So, we're really hitting the numbers right now. But yeah, we did end up seeing that John Cena did tap out. And I want to just say that you can look at me now because I am the captain. Anything I say pretty much goes. I did say that we'd get heel Cena. I said it back in 2024. We got heel Cena. The tour didn't really go that well. At least Triple H is happy though. Cool. Man. All right, but him tapping out is not. All right, pretty much. Typically, when a wrestler retires, it either goes one of two ways. Either they're gonna, or a couple of ways. All right, so you have that Ric Flair method of retiring until you physically can't move anymore, right? Geriatric retirement. You have the guys who die like all of a sudden, like think of a guy like Eddie Guerrero. Like imagine if he got the chance to retire on his own terms, right? And then we have stuff like this now with John Cena, where you get to pretty much put things in place, even though it didn't pretty much work out the way that he wanted it to, and kind of hope um, that it kind of caps off what was an illustrious career. Because in him tapping out, that wasn't really the worst part for me. Because if anything, this was I saw a comment that kind of beautifully encapsulates the moment. When Johnson tapped out, it wasn't really him tapping out for the match itself, because if anything, this retirement tour has been him saying, I give up, if anything, right? So, if anything, this was just the last piece to put over the next generation as what, wrestlers are supposed to do. Because, Johnson has done everything that there is to do in wrestling. He has had every big moment. He has been on um, every pay per view. He has made his name. He has retired in infamy, and this giving the next generation a chance now to build upon his name in Gunther and in Dominic, with um, letting Dominic take back the championship from him. It bit bittersweet. Yes, I understand that, but it's just um, that's life. When you can get out of your own way and give the next generation a chance to do their thing now, because with this, Gunther really does have the heel heat, and when he does go into the ring, it's on him now and the creative to build storylines that um, use this moment. Because as John Cena said, this is just a moment in time, just like when Brock Lesnar broke the streak. That was just a moment in time, so they have to really make use of it now and build Gunther as a true star going forward. So thanks to John Cena for everything as he has done. First time I saw John Cena was back at WrestleMania versus Batista. He was my father's favorite. Some father isn't here to like watch, this match, and probably been sweating the whole of it just to see the end. But yeah, that's how it ends, and there's talks of him probably making an appearance at WrestleMania, but maybe they'll hint at him or somebody trying to goad him into coming back. Maybe The Rock at that time, because I thought The Rock would have been somewhere around, like if even like doing a handshake or something. But all in all, not a bad way to end off the career. He put over the guy who will now become the biggest heel for maybe next couple months, couple of years, if Gunther is able to like now even more so refine his character and find a way to become that megastar that um, the positioning that he has just gotten now. Hopefully, it does lead to a good career for Gunther. Um, so yeah, Triple H is happy. I guess that's a good, a good thing. The fans aren't um, that glad about how things ended. But as I said, this retirement tour has kind of all been him saying, "I give up," e- effectually, and this just the tapping out is just the last piece of that. But yeah, all in all, as far as retirement tours go, this was the first time doing something like this for wrestling. So I guess they will learn from this. So if somebody like AJ Styles or Randy Orton decide to do a tour after now, they can learn from this and make better decisions going forward, like understanding like how many dates are required to like air out the storylines and everything, not just like rush based on your calendar to kind of fit in the superstar, but build a show kind of around the superstar to give them enough time to build out memorable moments, get the fan investment, you know, make a story that people want to watch. And if it's good enough, the people will spend the money to, you know, um, whether it's make attendance or whatever. But if the buy-in isn't enough, like I think that's one of the main problems with the tour. There wasn't enough time given to kind of air out a lot of the storylines, like him versus Punk, him versus Randy Orton, him versus Brock Lesnar wasn't really needed per se, but they made that decision to have him lose to Brock Lesnar because he was coming back in, and I guess we'll see what happens with Brock Lesnar going forward. Um, so on the matches that I would have loved to have seen, I did make some videos about I would love to have seen him fight from like NXT and other wrestlers, because I even wanted to see like Wade Barrett get like a chance or even like a promo something, you know. But as I say, can't get everything out of a limited amount of time. He did say that he wanted to do like 220 dates or so, but got significantly narrowed down to like 36 or something. But you know, that's how it ends. It will be reflected on. I may make like a couple more videos on different aspects of things I like, things I didn't like. But we'll see how Monday Night Raw goes. Um, if the show will get booed out of the ire of the fans, still not really agreeing with the finish. How will they move forward? We'll see. Yeah, so we'll see how the show moves forward and how everything else will go from there. But otherwise, yeah, not a bad career. He did more than most would have with the limited time that he did have in the um, driver's seat. When he did get the chance to run with the ball, he ran with it and put it up on a mountaintop. So, now it's up to the next generation to look at what he did, try to not necessarily copy him, not necessarily try to be Cena, but be the best version of themselves going forward for the fans to enjoy the show and enjoy the product again. But yeah, that's the video. I'm thinking about though. All right, so you know how I have Project Wrestle World. If you haven't heard about it, it's like this show where a wrestling fan decides to run for president, and um, after he decides to run for president, he pretty much gets, uh, you know, pretty much runs for president and then kind of decides to change all the rules. So like people um, having to do things by wrestling standards. So let's say if you were going to have a divorce, you'd have a divorce match, winner takes all. If you're gonna get a promotion, it's like a ladder match for the promotion. Like people get to vie for that. Even like this concept of the vault, which is kind of like the money in the bank, where somebody in society can win it and pretty much change their lives forever. So I had this idea: what if we took the concept of Project Wrestle World and kind of expanded it? Because it was like I had two ideas for it. So I had the game idea where you could have like different aspects being in a like almost like a light novel or a visual storytelling type game where you choose options and it brings you on different paths. But otherwise from that, I was thinking, um, what if we had like a retirement tour for ordinary people? Like, what would a plumber's retirement tour look like? How would that end? What about like um, a medic or a nurse?
Inside.
How would their retirement tour end if they had one of those? What about um, a bus driver? Right? How would a bus driver's retirement tour end? So I was thinking like I could like make like a MVP, like a minimum viable product version of the game. You could like test out stuff like that under the Project Russell World idea. But let me know if you're interested in that. I'll put the link to the trailer for um, the trailer. It's in the shorts list. You'll see the ladder match thing here. Yeah, so you see like the divorce match, winner takes everything. So and I've been putting out some more like wrestling themed animation, things. But otherwise, yeah, that's the video. Have a good day, and hopefully, this time with everything that's been going on, we will get some good storylines so unfold from this, and it will bring wrestling out of its lull again, jolt it out of its lull. Um, Hopefully, 2026 will be a much better year than this. All right. Okay. Done yapping. See you in the next video.